Anybody wants to recite the shloka? Yesterday, Meenakshi Mataji did, I think. Nobody able to do, I will do. Etavadutvo paranama tanmaha bhutau nabholingamalingameshwaram aham cha tasmai mahatam mahiyase shishna vanamau vidadhe anukampitaha. Okay. I thought somebody was trying to speak. Was that?
I was trying to listen.
Then that supreme authority personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisance unto him, bowing my head. That the personality of Godhead was not seen but only heard does not make any difference. The personality of Godhead produced the four Vedas by his breathing and is seen and realized through the transcendental sound of the Vedas. This time we got to focus on today. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is the sound representation of the Lord, and there is no difference in identity. The conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent chanting of the transcendental sound. So this line, so like devotees to share your thoughts and points before we, as we are continuing on. So any thoughts from this line? And what is the connection with the previous line? These lines, they're all connected to one another. In what way? What is the meaning? First of all, let's decipher the meaning of this verse, this statement, and then let's try to connect it to the previous statement and see why Prabhupada is writing these two lines together. Anybody would like to start? Yesterday we discussed on the first verse. Shiva Prabhu, usually you put a message in the group. I don't know if you put it already.
Prabhuji, I'll put it, Prabhuji, now.
Yeah. Anybody would like to? Yes, yes, Purnima. Yes, Mother.
Krishna is non-different from the sound vibration.
Correct.
So in Bhagavad Gita also it is said that Rasaham apsukanteya prabhasmi sasuryo pranava sarva vedeshu shabdake parusham nushu. So he is the sound in Vedas also.
Yes. And he also says Vedesha sarve rahameva vedyo.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vedanta krit veda videva chaham, right? Sarvasya chaham udisanyavishto. Matasmate jnanam apohanam cha. Okay, Piyush Prabhu as usual is saying, if Lord can speak through breathing by giving Vedas, then he can be seen through sound vibration as well. Beautiful point, no? Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. Right? Thank you, Piyush Prabhu. It's nice points from Purnima Mataji and Piyush Prabhu. So, unlike us, who needs to speak or write or something to produce to speak what we think, Krishna can speak what he thinks by his breathing itself. Right? And he's seen and realized. These two words are very interesting. Seen as well as realized. Today I was listening to one nice lecture of Ms. Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. He told how the two things are different. Pashyan and Yiksha. Pashya and Yiksha. Pashya means seeing. Yiksha means perceiving or realizing. There are two different things. When you see, I am seeing a table, I am seeing this wall, I am seeing a wood or whatever whatever that is there. So there is it's only seeing. But realizing or perceiving is that object belongs to Krishna, or that is in Krishna is inside that object or item. That is Iksha. So that is a Brahma is also telling that Shuddha Ikshita, say, what is that? Tekshita Pata Nanunata Punsa means Shruta Ikshita. By through the ears, by hearing, we can see him. So when the sound enters our ears, we can see him first, and then we can realize him also. To the extent we see, we are to the extent we are uh, attached to that Vedic sound vibration and have full faith that this is not different from Krishna. To that extent, we will be able to we will be able to realize him through that sound of the Vedas. Do you get it? Does it make sense?
Yes, Guru.
And another important point here is that Krishna's breathing is not different from him. That is why there is no death for him. For us, our breath and we are different. That is why at some point it stops. Anything that is different from us, we don't want it. It's not connected with us. However, in Krishna's case, everything that he produces is not different from him. That is why everything belongs to him. You see the difference? And whatever he is producing without any dependence on anybody. He doesn't need anybody to produce it. With his own energy, with his own Shakti, he can do it. Suppose if I have to say cook some item, right? Everything that I do, it is all coming from somewhere. Water doesn't belong to me. I have to get it from somewhere. The fire doesn't come from me. I have to get it from somewhere. The rice or dal or sabji or whatever the spices, everything, I have to go and buy and get it. You understand? Everything is external to me. The intelligence that I have to cook it in a certain way, remembering and all that, that also doesn't belong to me. When I say I am the Atma, so nothing belongs to me. That is why they all go away at some point. That which belongs to you will always be with you. You understand? Since for Krishna, everything belongs to him, everything is with him always. This is an important message that we should always accept. That which does not belong to you does not come with you or stay with you forever. This is a blanket statement. The house, I might have built it, but so many people I had to involve. I cannot build it on my own. Right? And those people don't belong to me. That house also, for some time, I may be in illusion that it belongs to me, but after a certain point, either the house will be taken away from me or I will be taken away from the house. Either way, I'll be separated. So the best point is to realize the fact that nothing belongs to us. Whereas on the other hand, everything belongs to Krishna because everything is produced by his own. Can we produce, say, suppose we go to an exam and the teacher is telling, giving the answer paper and says that, oh, now and question paper and answer papers and start. I mean, in the exam, you have to sit and write the answers to the questions. If I had to breathe, inhale and exhale and say, okay, come on, first answer for the first question. I breathe, and will it write uh, on the paper? Whereas Krishna is producing the four Vedas simply by breathing. And when we realize this thing that Vedas and Krishna are non-different, in another because Vedas are produced by Krishna, they are not different from human potency. They are the sound vibration. So anybody who chants that Vedic sound, the Vedas, they will be able to realize Krishna through the sound of the Vedas, transcendental sound. Only when you chant it, that sound comes into existence, is it? Isn't it? The book is there, text is there, it is closed and kept in the cupboard. How will it reveal itself? How will it manifest itself? When you open the book, you turn some page and you start reading, you still read it loud like I'm speaking. Now I'm sharing whatever little thoughts I have through the agency of my mouth and the thinking process through the intelligence. And with the help of Krishna's given energy, I'm just sharing that. If I don't speak anything, how will you know what I am thinking in my mind? Isn't it? So we have to open the book to read, and that text, when it is spoken, that manifests, and that is when Krishna is experienced fully. You understand? Sound by the sound, the shabda by its sound, it manifests Krishna's presence in it. Fire, for example, when it blows, that is when it manifests its presence. Right? Water also manifests its presence by exhibiting its property of flowing. One of the qualities of water is to flow. Not all waters flow. Lake water does not flow. It is there, but by its presence, by its activity of quenching the thirst, you will see that the water is present. Makes sense? So only when we chant the sound vibration, we can experience Krishna. That is one of the main reasons why we chant the Sanskrit shlokas. We read the text aloud. If when we open the book, we need to chant the shlokas aloud. Chant the text loud. Only then the sound representation will. Of course, when you silently murmur also it is present. But we don't have the capability to understand it when it is murmured, no? Very exalted personalities like Haridas Thakur, Narada, Muni, they may not know. Yes, Sapna Mataji.
Prabhuji, I'm in travel. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, here we say that we are able to feel Krishna. So how will we able to feel Krishna? We'll be experiencing peace, or we will experience some changes in us. Like in this situation, I used to get anxious, but I'm not getting anxious. So on the level of mind, also there is some changes. The peace also is on the level of the mind. So
Yes,
how will we feel
yes.
Krishna?
That is the first experience is through hearing that sound vibration. Not all sound vibrations will manifest Krishna because of the intent and its content. Okay. The intent has to be pure. Whoever is speaking, their intent has to be pure. It for the welfare of everybody and with the aim of serving Krishna. If they speak, that is the intent. And the content also, they have to speak about Krishna, not about oneself. These two things. So as soon as this manifestation of the sound is there, you will definitely experience the sound vibration, right? And that sound vibration will manifest itself in the form of which Krishna is manifesting himself in that form. Like he is Shantakar, so he will definitely give that Shanti, peace, when you chant or read. Through that sound vibration, he gives experience, and um, through the sound vibration, he gives experience, and through the content, I mean, the meaning of that sound. Both things are there. You understand?
Prabhuji, I understood the peace or Shantakaram part, but I didn't understand the content part.
Well, the content part means whatever we are reading in Srimad Bhagavatam, it has its the content is what is the glorification of Krishna, describing the beauty of Krishna, describing our own transient nature in this world, and how we can utilize this in Krishna service. Those are the content. The prayer, how
I
Bhuddhimaran is
got it.
praying, Bhishma Dev is praying in a certain way. He is expressing his desire through his intelligence. That is the content.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I got this question 2 days back, and then and when I was hearing that Adhyatma Deepam, at that time I thought that the practical implementation what you had tell in that class, I'm not able to find it out. I just I'm not able to go that deep as means I found that I thought that I'm totally dependent on Kalacakra Kṛṣṇa Prabhu to understand Bhagavatam. I'm not finding it. I'm not able to find it myself. So this problem.
Even when I do also, it was blank when Maharaj was telling find out practical application, etc. And I am also novice in this regard. But the thing is, it won't happen overnight. You have to be very patient.
Okay, Prabhu.
You have to be extremely patient. That is the first thing. That is why that Shantakaram helps. Krishna is very patient, right? So
Yes.
you have to be patient, and we should keep on doing vicharana paro. And another important thing is we should observe things that is happening in this world, right? Whatever is happening around us, you know,
Yes, Prabhu.
you should keep observing. Suppose a dog is barking, you should think why the dog is barking. It doesn't bark without any reason.
Hmm.
Suppose sun is setting, sun is rising, you should understand. You should think why the sun is doing its job properly all through.
Hmm.
So far, it has never got taken any vacation.
Hmm.
Why does the seasons come? Why does somebody behave in a certain way, like this, like that? Sometimes you will drive it down to your own karma or their karma, or sometimes
Hmm.
it can be the modes acting upon them. Most of the time,
Hmm.
of course. Sometimes it can
Hmm.
be their, of course, the karma which is affecting them. For that, their reaction is like that.
Hmm.
So there are so many reasons things might happen. And
Hmm.
as you think through that, you will
Hmm.
start thinking, how should I react to the situation? That is also vicharan. You may act in a certain way that from your point of view you may think that is correct, but is it correct from Bhagavatam perspective? That is where you should
Hmm.
see how Prahlad Maharaj behaved with his father, how Dhruva Maharaj behaved with his stepmother, right? I was just reading today Dhruva Maharaj's prayers chapter, that fourth canto, ninth chapter. It is such an amazing thing that see, this is how Krishna reveals. After reading so many times, suddenly this thought comes to us about each. So that's why that repeated reading helps. When Dhruva Maharaj comes back, all Suruchi, Suniti, this our Uttanapad and all his ministers, everybody come to receive him. So when they were receiving him, Suruchi is the first one who comes and blesses. With the tears of joy, he bathes him, and she tells in that verse is so nice. My dear boy, long may you live. That's what she says. Long may you live. Okay, it's such an amazing thing because this
What
is
she
the
said,
same
Prabhuji? What
lady.
she said?
May you live long. Long may you live.
Okay.
Ayushman Baba, basically. That's what she says. See how beautiful it is. This is the same lady who told him to die and take another birth and come as his son, her son, I mean, to take the position of the throne after Uttanapa. In other words, she, 6 months, just 6 months before that, before this point, she was telling Dhruva to die. But because Dhruva did not take it to heart, I mean, took it to heart, but by Nath Muni's and Suniti's mercy, he took it out of the heart. That's why Krishna entered into his heart. So the whole point is, the same person who criticizes you or curses you, after some time they praise you. That's only because of the touch of Krishna. By his devotional service, he conquered Krishna, so he could conquer anybody. So what this signifies? See, it's the same thing. Like, what is that? Another point is very interesting. It is the same Uttanapad who did not encourage him to sit on his lap. But after he obtained Krishna, I mean Dhruva Maharaj, when he comes back, the same father keeps him on his lap and bathes him with his tears of joy. So the same people who denied him what his rightful thing is, later they came back and uh, they what do you call? They did the same thing which they initially didn't like to give him. And this time, the beauty is, Prabhupada writes very nicely in the translation that, but now Dhruva Maharaj has changed completely. Like how earlier he was very much upset when he was denied his this desire. The desire, they were not fulfilling it. He was very much upset. But after experiencing the satisfaction of seeing Krishna, these things did not make any difference to him. The Shemara crying and doing Abhishek of him through her tears, or tears of joy. The father also doing Abhishek of him through tears of joy. He didn't mind it. Even if they had not done it, it would not have made any difference. See, he is very satisfied. And this is what we should understand from that incident that we always have this, like Varindavi Mataji was also asking this question at the beginning, that we don't feel very good when our uh, own relatives or close people, they don't take to Krishna consciousness. It's good to chant for them and all that. So I was seeing few points there. You see, so the whole idea is that we have a certain level of expectations, and with that we want to go to Krishna. And Krishna says, "Don't come to me with any expectations. As long as you come with me with a blank slate, clean slate, I will fill it up nicely. Don't come with this idea that Krishna, you give me this, you give me that, etc." That is why Dhruva Maharaj, even though at the point of leaving the house, he was very much upset and he wanted a position greater than his great grandfather, that is greater than Brahma, and also so on and so forth. Once he started the bhajan, as instructed by Narad Muni, he didn't have any of that thought in his mind. He was completely focused only on seeing Krishna or taking darshan of Krishna. So that process did not get affected. That is why that intent and content are very important. He said, how do you for what purpose you are approaching Krishna? He just wanted to see Krishna. At that point, after hearing from Narad Muni, he forgot about his stepmother, his brother, his father, and all those people who insulted him. He forgot everything. He even forgot what he wanted. His only aim was to see Krishna. That's all. Take darshan of Krishna. That full focus happened, right? Meenakshi Mataji, I see you raise your hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
Prabhuji, I don't know if my understanding is correct. So please clarify. So, Prabhuji, now you're taking a class. So if I get to attend the class, isn't this experiencing Krishna? If I get to take up my chanting bag and chant every day, isn't that experiencing Krishna? The thing is, why are we behind the experience of peace or symptoms?
No, that is a byproduct. That is of peace and
Yeah,
happiness and bliss are all byproducts. That is what it happens is Namadaji. How do you know that sun has arisen?
Okay. By the sunshine or the light, the darkness goes
Yeah,
away.
that's all. Same way, how do you know that Krishna has been merciful to you or manifested in you?
Yeah. So
When you are peaceful in the middle of all the trouble also, like see, you have so many health issues, but still you want to serve Krishna, you want to pray for others, and you are attending classes and all that. So you have transcended the material troubles, and that is the mercy of Krishna. In other words, we don't have to ask Krishna, please give me your mercy. He keeps telling, and every time, whenever Krishna devotees are asking him, please give me your mercy, he said, whatever mercy you want, I is already given. Like say, for example, in the 10th canto beginning, the Devatas all come and pray to Brahma. These demons are all increasing. We need some solution. Please get some solution from the Supreme Lord. Then Brahma says, okay, I will talk to him. Please wait. So he talks. And after he talks, he comes back and tells that's a very nice thing. He, Bhumi Devi and Devatas, they all go to Brahma. So he tells that, see, I have spoken to the Lord. He says that before even you could tell me, I know all the problems. I know what they are going through. So he keeps repeating that many times in Bhagavad. So you don't have to go and complain to Krishna or anything. The symptom itself, the symptom is the proof of the manifestation of Krishna. Is all we are saying. You are not running behind peace. You are running behind Krishna. But the peace and the happiness and bliss, when it manifests, it means Krishna has come in our life, entered our hearts.
Yeah. So that's what Prabhuji. So it may not be always, visible or always felt as peace.
Oh,
Some
see,
many times it may only be.
Mataji, no,
Yeah.
please hear me. Please hear out. You may not even experience that peace. You may not even
But
be
able to
attentive to that
continue.
peace. No,
But
that's
able
what
to
I'm saying.
continue.
Correct. You are able to continue your seva, whatever that you are doing, chanting or whatever that you are doing. You may not be actually experiencing that peace also. In other words, you will not be attentive to that peace. The peace will be there, but you will not be attentive. You will not even be conscious of the fact that you are peaceful. You will be very busy with your service. You understand? How many times do we sit and watch? Oh, today I've chanted, I've become peaceful. Today I did the service, I've become peaceful. Today I had the social duties, I've become peaceful. We don't watch out. We don't do an inspection or introspection of that. By automatically people see the peace in us. See, people are approaching us because they see peace in us. That's why they are approaching us.
True, Prabhuji.
So you don't run behind it. You run behind Krishna. But this is an automatic manifestation of Krishna's presence in us. Krishna's arrival or his arrival into our heart and sitting inside of. That's all.
Sure.
Even these
Thank
questions that we ask, these questions that we ask, or realization that we speak, these are all symptoms of Krishna manifesting himself in us. Deciding in us. Otherwise, I'll be distracted. I will not have these questions or realization, right?
you.
That's
Sure.
a more
Prabhuji.
nice
Thank-
point. Okay, so Purnima Mata just raised her hand for a while. Yes, Mata.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I read that Maharaj saying Krishna is not in the sound but inside the sound, like how medicine is in the capsule, inside the capsule.
Yes,
So
I
how
know.
do we perceive that, Prabhuji? How do we understand that?
Sorry, repeat that first line again. I know that shloka, that statement Maharaj made. Yes, Krishna is not the sound; he's inside the sound.
Inside the sound, just like how medicine is inside the capsule. So how do we understand that when we chant or when we glorify Krishna? How should we understand that?
No. Is what Maharaj is. I think, if I am understanding it correctly, what Maharaj is telling is that inside that sound, Krishna is present. When you see Krishna inside that sound, you will see the sound also as Krishna. See, inside the sound of an ocean, we'll go to the near the beach. In the beach, you will hear the sound of the ocean.
Yes, Prabhupada.
So what happens is when the sound of the ocean you hear, it will be some low sound will be there. If you don't, until we realize that this everything is Krishna, we will not see that sound is what is the sound only is coming. But if you close your ear and hear it, you will hear the Om. I mean, you will hear the that Om, that sound will be there.
Okay.
So that is inside that sound. Externally, externally it sounds like sound like that. But if you concentrate very closely, that sound you will hear. Like even if you close your ears, you will hear the sound. That you will close both your ears and you will hear some sound will be there. And that sound is actually Krishna, right? So externally we only see the sound will be there, but if you actually concentrate more closely, then Krishna is inside that sound. You will feel the Om inside Pranava Sarva Vedesh.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Maharaj used to say that as long as the sound is there, it means that your life will continue. When you stop hearing the sound, you close your ears and you stop hearing the sound, it means your end is nearing. That is the thing. See, what happens is when you are taking the capsule, you take along with the capsule. But what he's trying to say is that my understanding is that the medicine is inside that capsule. You understand?
Yes.
Medicine is inside that capsule. But when you take, you along with the capsule only you take. You don't take out the capsule and put the medicine inside directly. So there is a what do you call like that covering for the peanuts. Also, there is a cover inside that the nut is there, right? Like that, externally you will see some trees moving by the breeze of the air. It externally it will sound like some air blowing, right? So from external point of view, it is just a normal sound. But for devotees, they will hear the sound of Krishna inside, Om sound or a Krishna sound inside. And once you realize Krishna inside, then the whole thing will be like Krishnaized.
Okay.
Right? That is what I understand. I also remember that statement. It has its very interesting caveat to it.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Is it okay? When every sound, inside the sound, Krishna is present.
Mm. Not
Say, for
just
example,
when we talk or anything. Now I
no,
understood
not
that
just
every sound Krishna is present.
yeah. See, now as I told you, he is present both in the form of the intent and in the form of the content.
Mm.
Like you are speaking now, you are speaking in English. Your intent is to, understand Krishna more and serve him better,
Mm.
right? So you are speaking in English, so certain words which your intelligence has made you present that in the form of a question. Like that's the same way Swapna Mataji, Aspar De Mataji, everybody is asking like that, isn't it?
Mm.
So that is the intent, and then the content is that you are speaking that using the English language, which makes me also understand it. Correct.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So when both are when I hear your statement, I will say, okay, she has asked a question. I will see it as a question, but actually there is Krishna inside that also.
Mm.
If Krishna is not inside that, how will it? How will the answer that I am? And now I am answering you. There is Krishna inside this answer also, even though it is in English language in some statement form or whatever, right?
Mm.
My intent and content also matters. My intent, if my intent is just to please you, something I will give, then that is not the true intent. My intent should be to help you gain more faith in Krishna by hearing this answer.
Mm.
If that is not there, if I say, oh, after hearing this answer, Mataji should think that oh, he is a very intelligent, he is a very learned devotee, then that is a materialistic desire. So the content is, sorry, the intent is wrong.
Yes, Prabhuji.
The intent, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So if both of these, when they are uh, properly manifested, then there's Krishna inside these. Externally, these are English statements. Those who don't understand these points very minutely, for them it is just you are asking some question, I'm just answering. That's it. It may be because I know something, or you know something. That is how the people may think. Correct. But then between you and me, we know that you want to serve Krishna. For that, you are asking the question. I want to serve Krishna. I want to. I'm not talking about others in this group. I'm telling someone external who does not know what is Krishna consciousness.
Mm.
He may think that what are these people talking? Something they are talking in English. Some classes going on. They call it Hare Krishna movement or Krishna. Like that, they will think. So for
Yes.
them, this is just some words. But we know within these words what is your intent, what is my intent, what are you trying to learn, and what I am trying to learn also through this. These are all the things that makes. Okay.
So it is like the intent is like the capsule and the content is like the medicine inside.
No. Don't think like that. Both are inside only. No. The intent and content makes makes us realize Krishna is what I'm saying.
Yes, Prabhuji. Understood.
Makes us
Understood.
realize the Krishna inside that thing. So you take the whole thing along with the capsule. You don't take it out and put the medicine alone. Take it along with the capsule. See, when I said the capsule is the English statement that you are speaking.
Hmm.
The intent and content is the medicine inside.
Oh, okay, okay, Prabhuji. Got it.
No? Do we have any other hand raised? Any other points from anyone? Looks like, I don't know if it made sense what we discussed, Purnima Mataji and I. If you have any other thoughts, realizations, please share. Otherwise, we can end the session for the day. So basically, we talked about this particular statement. Personality of Godhead produced the four Vedas by his breathing. It is seen and realized through the transcendental sound of the Vedas. So even if you don't understand, even then the chanting of the Vedic sound vibration gives us some different experience. So that Anubhavam is your realization, basically. Anubhava means experience. That experience is our realization. We experience Krishna. That will reveal the realization. So it can be seen and realized. So you will see the text, but when you chant it, you will realize Krishna's presence there. You will experience Krishna's presence there. Or you may see people there, but when they are chanting from the book, they are chanting, and the sound vibration makes you realize Krishna through the Vedas. And there are so many places you will see how Vedas are glorified. On the one hand, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Traigunya, Vishya Veda, Nistraigunya, Bhavarjuna, and all that. But at the same time, he says, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, then he says, Vedesha Sarva Rahama Vedyu, and all that. And in the Bhagavatam, there are so many places where Vedas are glorified. Not only that, the most famous Shruti Gita, which is in the 87th or 87th chapter, I think, in 10th canto. That is a prayers by the personified Vedas. All the prayers, all the Vedas, they personify the form of the say four different ways. They personify, and then they chant the prayers glorifying Krishna. Those prayers are so beautiful. For this one line, you can chant that whole set of prayers, very advanced and very deep thing. And those prayers by the personified Vedas, Shruti Gita, is the proof that Vedas are serving Krishna, and Vedas glorify Krishna. Throughout the Vedas, it's Krishna who is glorified. That's why it is said, very nice statement. Alodhyaha sarva shastrani vicharya cha punaha punaha idamekam sunishpannam deyo narayana sabha. I think it is in Padma Purana. You scrutinizingly study all the shastras in Vedas, left, right, and center. Again and again you vicharya cha punaha punaha. Again and again you do vicharan. Scrutinizingly you meditate and contemplate on it. Idamekam sunishpannam. There is only one conclusion that comes out of the whole thing. Dhyayo Narayana Sada. Always worship Supreme Lord Narayana. Yeah. So this line is one of the crucial line in this purport. The Lord is producing the four Vedas by his breathing, and Garuda, he chants when he flaps its wing flying. Samaveda is produced from that flapping of the wing. That sound that comes out of that flapping of Garuda's wing, no, when he is flying and carry Krishna, carry Vishnu. That's why it's called Stotravaji. One of the name for Garuda is Stotravaji. Stotravaji means whatever he is doing, he will reveal some stotra, glorification of Krishna. And this is a very important point also to note, very subtle point to note, that it's not that only when you chant the Vedas, Vedic sounds, you are manifesting Krishna in you, Krishna from inside you. Actually, the example of Garuda flapping its wings to serve Krishna, producing Samaveda, is proof that when we do our service to Krishna in full dedication, then that is as good as chanting the Vedas and everything. You understand? We may be chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, or we may be cooking, we may be serving, we may be doing deity worship. All these things, just like Garuda is serving Krishna, he does not simply stands and flaps his wings. He only when he is flying, he flaps his wings. And why he is flying? Always to serve Krishna. So when you are serving Krishna, that is as good as chanting the Vedas. That's how he is doing. Makes sense? So when we do our service to Krishna, Krishna will accept it as not different from our chanting of the Vedic hymns and all that. We may not know the Vedic hymns, but our service is as good as chanting those Vedic hymns, Vedic mantras. Okay. That is why it is seen and realized to the transcendental sound of the Vedas. It's time. We'll stop here. If at all, unless and until there is any other point, we'll take one point. Maybe if it is, if anybody wants to share. Otherwise, we will wind up for the day. Okay. I will let you know if there is a possibility of having a session over the weekend. But if not, we are catching up for the missed sessions, so we'll see whatever we can. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll stop here. And Krishna willing, we'll connect again. I will let you know when we have the session. Thank you so much for joining even on a working day and pick this. Hare Krishna. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Jai Shri Prabhupada Jai Shri Guru Jai. And
Jai.
more from today.
Jai. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Pancha Kalpatarupischa Kapasvarupicha Patita Vaishnavibhyo Namo
Thank you
Namaha.
so much. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.